Yeah, welcome back to 106.7 PBS FM. You are listening to Everybody Moves. It's an all-Australian music show. At the top of the bracket, we had the new album, or the new track from Ben Stiller, Salter, and the track that we heard was called The Coward, and the album is called The Cat. So get out and get that one. It's well worth it. Few Husker Du moments in that, I think mainly from his voice, not so much the music. After that, we had Tim Reid off his new EP and the opening track called The Only One. And we have Tim Reid on the line. G'day, mate.
Hey, Luke. How you doing?
No, more to the point, how are you feeling? I hope you're rugged up because you have got a gig this week.
That's right. No, I've been applying the Vicks and, smelling the salts and the lemon and all that sort of stuff's been going on, but I'm feeling okay.
Are you one of these Vicks men that actually put it up your nose so you can get the full heat?
I think that's too manly. I can't pull that off. I'd like to, but no, on the chest.
Okay. Now, I have to ask, you've only, on this EP, you've only released the 4 songs. Any reason why, and why we have to wait all the way until next year until the full album?
Well, it took me a long time to get those ones ready, so there's a little bit more to do on the album, but it's pretty close. But I really just wanted to put something out there. It's been many years since I sort of jumped back into the world of releasing albums and EPs. It's a little teaser for next year.
I don't think it's fair.
Well, that's very kind.
I'm going to have a chat to management, I think.
You could talk to Scott Thurling of Pop Boomerang Records, and he'll just say, defer to me to move on, move up with it. Yes.
Now, you've spent some time overseas and also pretty much across our great land. Yeah. Do you think living in different countries and from the likes of Rome and London helps you with your songwriting? Yeah,
definitely. I think moving and travelling and being active in that way does inform a creative process. I just think being other places really gets you to that musical zone where you're reflective and thinking, and a lot of the time when you're sort of stuck in your little rut, you don't sort of enter that music space. You tend to sort of shove it away. So when you're travelling, you're thinking more about this stuff, and it does help. Yeah.
Now, obviously, when you were travelling, were you following the summer, or were you pretty much because I talked to a few artists and they tend to say that when it's cold and dreary like it is sometimes, or a lot of the time in London, your songwriting reflects that. Did you find that?
Oh, absolutely. And the track there, Only One, which kind of feels like a bit of a breezy number, is actually about, the throngs of winter and depression sort of creeping in when you're stuck in your little cabin, because you do get, holed up. Yeah. The winter is long. It's 10 months. Yeah, they have a glimmer of summer. And, but the bulk of the songs that I've recorded for the album that's forthcoming next year were actually written or finished off in Rome, which was incredibly sunny and hot. And so I kind of would counter the myth that you need that cold weather. I think a bit of Rome sun helped me.
Yeah.
It could be the cure.
I actually, when I first hear that first one, I actually think of actually barbecues and beer.
Really?
Yes, but
that's good for a summer release, a spring release.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is where we're angling at. That's right. It all works together, you see.
No, barbecues are good. They don't do a lot of barbecuing in Rome, though.
Don't they?
They tend to, do the pasta thing and the heavy stuff, and but there's a place for a barbecue in my heart. That's for damn sure.
Anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Now, musically, how have you changed, you think, from your first album, Any Given Day, to the new release and also the new album?
Yeah, well, I think there's still the similar kind of flavours in there, but I think having travelled a bit abroad and looked at different stories, and it's really, the new album's less all from my bank of experience and looking at other people and getting across the world and writing about those things that I've seen. Less about all the love stuff, for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's more about little pictures and vignettes that I've collected over the last little while. And there's actually a song on the EP that was co-written by Scott Thurling. It's one of his insights. It's 18 Floors there, and that was a really great process to sort of write from afar with him on that track. So there's a little bit of different movement in the album and the EP.
Do you have a kind of a muse as such? Because, obviously being a solo artist, you're only getting the one opinion. Do you sit down and lay some tracks down and then shoot them to someone like a Scott or someone else? Is there someone in your life that can help you with that sort of thing?
Scott is pretty good like that. He's quite inspirational. You'll throw him a track and he'll give you his honest opinion. But I guess I tend to I use my wife Lisa as well. She's pretty honest about how things, what she likes. But in the end, it comes down to me. I'm a stubborn, pig-headed musician, and I'll make the decision. But
nothing wrong with that.
But it's good to have that input. I tend to follow my own compass a little bit, like I guess a lot of musos do. But there's a few people that I keep close for fear of getting on the wrong side of them.
Did you get a bit sick? I mean, there is some elements of Crowded House in there. I'm just going to. I didn't actually write this question down, but do you get a bit tired of the comparisons between yourself and them?
I don't think that's a horrible thing.
No, not at all.
But I think like a lot of like what I do when I listen to an artist for the first time, I try and grab it, something that I know, to sort of bring it into the same space and say, well, I think that sounds a bit like this, and I guess as long as it's followed with I like it, that's fine. I think it could be helpful. I think if you go about getting all worried about it, I don't think you need to do that. They're not a bad band.
No, they're a great band.
I used to like Split Enz. Well, I still do. When I was growing up, I listened to a fair bit of Split Enz and Crazy Tim Finn. So there's a little bit of that in there too. I think a little bit of informed Split Enziness.
Do you? How did you come about the deal with us with Pop Boomerang, and was it a long-winded affair, or was it something that you did over the internet, or how did it come about?
It's funny. I met Scott many years ago. I just moved to Melbourne, and I was sort of reaching around to try and find some friends, and he was kind of the first friend I made in Melbourne. And long before he'd heard any of my music, we became friends. And then I kind of unveiled a bit of music to him, and he was really supportive. And I released my first mini album, Catherine, on my own. And then when it came time for Any Given Day, he'd stepped up in Pop Boomerang. It just sort of happened for him. He'd really put a lot of time into it, and he sat me down and said, let's do something together. So it was really simple.
Oh, that's good. That's easy and
it was
simple.
easy. There was no blood shed, like the Happy Mondays or something. It was I don't know. It was very very friendly.
No taking his money and going over to some Western world and snorting it all.
That.
Yeah,
he doesn't like to talk about that. No. It's been a very friendly, amicable relationship, and it's really one that I value a lot. He's done some incredible things with Pop Boomerang, and I'm really proud of his label, and proud to be on it.
Oh, that's good. Now, why so long in between albums?
Yeah, I'm a bit like a panda. I don't know. I take a bit.
What, you've got black eyes?
No, everything just takes a bit of time with me, and I guess in between the last album and this EP and the next the album forthcoming, I've become a dad. I've joined the ranks of working a little bit more 9 to 5ish and dabbling in that zone and travelling the world and renovating houses.
Wow,
it hurts.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
You've got to step back and make space for the music, so it just takes a bit longer to make that space. But I'm looking forward to playing some songs, and I've just formed a new band with a couple of great people. Emma Heaney and Sophie Coe is playing bass in the band, and Dave Kleinins, and we're going to make some good noise on Sunday.
Now, obviously, you've got the family, you've done the travelling, it's time to settle down. Do you think having the family and doing the renovations, doing the travelling is enough for another 5 albums, maybe?
I think maybe 6.
Yes.
That might get me through. But I'm actually... It's funny because all that travel and now being back in Melbourne, which is my home, I feel quite inspired to put something out a bit quicker than 8 years.
Yes, a long time.
It is. I feel like 2013 seems like a good time for me to release the next record. I just need to. We have to have another child before then. We've got another baby due in October.
Oh, good luck.
But there'll be one. I'll pump out my album Baby next year, and we'll go from there.
You'd be good for the singing the baby to sleep at night.
I actually do sing a lot to my little boy. It's mostly Beatles songs, and often it's Yellow Submarine.
If he cries at your songs, you know you're doing something bad.
Well, he doesn't cry so much. He's pretty good. I sing him some of my songs, and he finishes off the lyrics, so I sort of stop it, and he sort of, sings the last word of the phrase. He's pretty brainwashed, really.
Good.
So it's positive. It's moving in the right direction.
That's the way that the kids should be. I mean, I used to sing my son to sleep to the Carlton theme song, so he is now a Carlton supporter, so he's completely brainwashed.
He's got no chance.
No, not at all.
You didn't sort of mix it up and maybe throw the Hawthorne theme song in there?
Never. I only know one song.
Don't even know it, yeah.
Now, after your first EP, you pretty much you got some great reviews, and you also did something with TV, and you appeared a few times, or am I getting my wires a bit mixed up?
No, you're right. I did. Back in the early 2000s, I was on a bit of a daggy. I don't know. It was before Idol. It was called Starstruck, and
really.
Yeah, I had a couple of appearances there, and I was one of the lucky ones they let play my own music, and so I get to play World That's Made for Two, which is off the last album, and also Idle Man, which is off Catherine, the EP. So I was really lucky. I got to play with a great band and do a couple of songs on air, and that was quite fun. It was reality television, but quite stomachable, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, now you've got a couple of gigs, but only one in Melbourne. It's a very limited sort of EP launch. Any reason behind that, or is it just because of your busy life?
No, I actually wanted to do a Sunday afternoon. I played.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, I played the Sunday afternoon show at the Empress about a year or two ago. I just like the feel of a Sunday afternoon. It's there's no it's relaxed, and people are very, very in tune with beer on a Sunday afternoon. I find that they like to find their beer, and hopefully music goes well with that. And also wanted to be able to bring my little boy to my gig. It was quite selfish.
That's fine. It's all about you, Tim.
That's right. It is. I'm a selfish kind of muso.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Along too. It'd be nice.
Yeah. So that's at where is it?
It's at the Empress.
Oh, there it is. It's
Empress Hotel, North Fitzroy. Doors at 3:30. The weekend people, a great support band.
They're fantastic. They're actually performing members to my show. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really good band.
They are a very good band, and Mark's a very lovely chap.
He is.
So they're going to play at 4:00, and then myself and the Sunday Specials will be playing at 5:00. I'm not fixed on that name, but we'll run with that.
I don't mind it. And now you're going to Brisbane Vegas for the other EP launch. Is there any reason why?
Yeah, look, I'm actually heading up there. I play with Sophie Coe. We're sort of dual launching around the place a little bit.
Yeah.
She's launching an EP a bit later in I think in October, November, and we're going up there to play at the Powerhouse. And she kindly let me sort of step in and play a set before her. So I'll be playing that with Emma Heaney on guitar and really ramping it up, giving it to those Brisbaneites, which is sort of where I used to hang out a little bit in the 90s.
Is it the best place to get the gigs, either on the net or the EP? Is it on the net or Pop Boomerang or?
Yeah, look, the best place is on Bandcamp.
Yep.
Great Bandcamp, or through Pop Boomerang. You can buy it there, and when the EP is released, you can buy it hopefully everywhere in shops.
Okay, but, nothing on the gig, the launch.
Oh yes, there'll be CDs at the launch too. Please come and buy a CD on the day. That'll be the first time they'll be sneaking out in person.
They're definitely well worth.
So worth checking that out too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Luke. Thanks for bearing with my sniffly antics.
No, it would have been good to see maybe in person next time when the albums, and then you can bring your guitar in. We can do a bit of a sing song.
Thrash your ears with my singer-songwriter wares.
Yes, and from there we're going to go to the second track off the album called The Best Things. Thanks again, Tim Reid. Get on down to the wonderful gig on Sunday at the Empress, North Fitzroy. It is Tim Reid, and here it is, the second single off the EP called The Best Thing. Thanks, mate.